Are you an artist wanting to begin making art prints? Maybe your budget's a little tight. Maybe you're not even sure if people will like your art and want to purchase your art. Well, I've got a good video for you. Today I'm going to teach you how I make art prints for under $1. I'm going to show you my process on how I make what I like to refer to as decorative art prints. These are prints that are not archival and they're more of like a poster type quality. It's what you often find in artist alleys and conventions, which is why I started making mine. The great thing about this is that your prints are still going to look great if you follow these steps. So I've broken this down into about 4 simple steps. This is a pretty quick process, so if you have any questions at the end, please let me know in the comments below, and I'm happy to answer what I can. Step 1 is that your completed artwork needs to be at least 300 DPI. So get it scanned in, get it photographed. If it's digital already, easy peasy. It needs to be at least 300 DPI for a good quality print. I talk about this a little bit more in my Making Fine Art Prints video that I just did recently. You can find the link here. This can be where some of your costs are a little bit higher because paying to have a professional scanner can be a little bit expensive. You can also use an at-home scanner and you can try to photograph it yourself as well. If you're a digital artist, it's already been done for you, and just make sure your file is at least 300 DPI. Also, if you're a digital artist, one little tip: if you've never made prints before, all prints are done in CMYK color profile. So if you've been creating your digital art in RGB, it could turn out looking more dull. I recommend you go ahead and convert it over to a CMYK, make adjustments for how you feel the final artwork should look. Step 2 is find a printing company you like. Ask around, get into Reddit, find those Discord servers, find what other people are using. I find that using a wedding invitation printing company can be a great way to go and a much more affordable option, which is what I do for my decorative prints. Once you find your printing company, 2 things that you need to do. First, order samples of the paper so you can learn about the different paper, the weights that they have, and how it feels, and if it's something you would like to have your artwork printed on. We're all a little bit different on how we like to present our artwork. All of our artwork's a little bit different, so it looks different on different types of paper. So it's definitely a great way to get that paper in your hand to get a feel for it all. And also order test prints. Once you have your files set up, go ahead and order a hard proof of your artwork. This is so important. A lot of times it looks different on the screen, and once you get it printed out by this company, you can find out if this is really the route that you want to go and if everything looks good or if you need to make adjustments to your file. Speaking of files, let's just jump right into file setup, because this is where you're going to save all of your money. This is the key to saving money. I use an 11x17 template, which I find through my printing company. They have a template on their website that I can automatically download into Illustrator. Illustrator is the program that I use because it's just what I'm comfortable with, but there's other options out there for everyone. Once I download the 11x17 template, I make little boundary boxes for each print to go into. On an 11x17, I can make 4 5x7 prints, and I can make 2 8x10 prints. And a pro tip is, for best results, never go bigger than what the original artwork is. I make these boundary boxes in a really light gray color so I can still see it to cut it and use it as a cut line, but that it doesn't show up or look too harsh on the white paper if I don't get my cut perfect. Once you have your prints set up on your file, go ahead and export it as a PDF. That's a great way to export files without taking up a ton of space, since you have to upload the file into the company's network. It can take a lot of time if it's a TIFF file. So I don't recommend saving it and exporting it as a TIFF file. I recommend exporting it as a high quality PDF, but check the printing company's specifications. They should have something on their site on what size they want their file, what DPI they want their files, and all of those settings. So make sure you look around. If you can't find it, reach out and ask them. If they're not helpful and they're not responsive, they're probably not a good company to work with, and you probably don't want to work with them. All right, step 4 is cut and sell. Easy, right? So cutting definitely sounds easier than it really is. Take your time with it, my friends. I use a guillotine cutter, and I can usually do 2 to 3 paper stacks at a time. But you have to be very careful that you're holding everything down, because when you're pulling it down, it can shift your papers and it can cause miscuts. And then you're losing money on each miscut. The great thing about this is that I'm not paying another company to do all of this, which means I'm saving lots of money. So we're making prints now for 50 cents or maybe even 25 cents a print. We're way under $1. Once you cut it and you account for your time and maybe some packaging, we're around that dollar range with everything, which is a fantastic fantastic and affordable option for you, the artist, and for your customers. I love to use my decorative prints for artist alleys and conventions. These are a great way to get my art out there and have it be more accessible to a range of people. Also offer some of them online as a budget-friendly option for my customers. If you're still here, you're incredible, and thank you so much for sticking around this long. So I think my video was a little bit shorter than my last one, which makes me feel like I'm forgetting things, so hopefully I'm not forgetting anything, but if I am, please comment below and ask me any questions that you have, and I'm happy to answer them. This video is one video in a series of videos that I'm completing, talking about prints and talking about some of these things that I've learned along the way, so I'm happy to share that with you. My next one up is about limited edition prints, and if you should do them, why you do them, and tracking them. I also plan to make another video about art prints and are they even worth it. Let me know if there's anything else that you want to learn more about, and I'm happy to share. I find that sometimes in the art community, it can be hard to find information. A lot of people like to gatekeep, and some of the information is just pretty outdated. These are all my experiences that I'm sharing with you in the process that I do. Other artists may do other things, which is phenomenal. I recommend you research, find out what works out best for you, and let me know too what you found to be best for you. Thank you so much. You are incredible, and I will see you next time. Peace.